in a world of uncertainty.
Rivers jizzing in his pants, and then you bring up your wife in the next sentence. Like, I know where we're going. What is going on?
There is only one place you can turn for fair dinkum advice.
One word, unbelievable. 2 words, holy shit. 3 words, oh my god.
A place where the undeniably American
It sounds so weird in like an Australian accent.
meets the undeniably Aussie.
Hey, let's stop the foreskinning for some absolutely wonderful segments later.
Where the analysis is solid
I, for one, was not one of those haters, as I picked a Rams victory.
Look, I think he can get over 150 yards in this game, easily.
Kick his ass, Taylor Bass!
and everything else is out to kill you.
There's going to be shrinking nutsacks all over the place.
Welcome to the Aussie NFL Fantasy Show.
Well, g'day and welcome into the Aussie NFL Fantasy Show. My name is Matty C, and nobody is more excited tonight than I am. And I'll tell you why in a sec. You can find us on our YouTube show, as you might expect, and all the podcast apps at Aussie NFL Fantasy. You can also find our Instagram and TikTok at Aussie NFL Fantasy. Hey, we actually are doing stuff with the Twitter again. Apparently, I'd forgotten we still have a Twitter. And we've moved the handle around there. It used to have to do with the Astro League, but now it is AU NFL Fantasy. So find us on Twitter, AU NFL Fantasy. You can also email our show. And I think people should start doing this because it is mock draft season and we would love to get screenshots of your teams. You can send them to any of these places and we'll give you our feedback on your team. And that is Aussie NFL Fantasy at gmail.com. But for those of you who aren't into the written word, you can also leave us a voice message through Anchor at anchor.fm/Aussie NFL Fantasy. So if that is not enough ways to find us, can I help you? You'll find also our merch store too through the link tree. And I'll post up a bit the link tree in the show notes here so you can hop on that. And it just has links to everything, all of those spots in one place. It's great. Now, I'd like to say good day to our lads, except we're kind of flying a little light tonight. Firstly, Manjot, the myth, the legend. It's great to have you back for starters.
Yeah, it's great to be back. I'm very excited for tonight's mock. Very interesting prop for what I'm seeing. Yeah.
Oh, it's going to be a good one. Now, Talor is down tonight. He's got, I don't know. I don't even know what's happening, but he's not here. He can't talk. I think there is probably a good story or a joke to be made about it. And I'm going to let that marinate because it's all kind of still sinking in that we're going to be running the show without Tay. And in the face of adversity, he's still going to make his picks, though. He's just not on the show because his voice box isn't working. And in his place, we've only sourced the greatest character from our home league, the Astro League. It is Adam O'Grady. Ads, welcome to the show, mate.
Thanks for having us. It's good to be back.
You're a veteran of the show now. What is this, your third, fourth appearance? You've been here a few times.
I'd say third. I did come on last year and did mark Talor as the not a threat. Which
did you? I didn't know.
Which I think I gave him enough fuel in the fire to he finally dug in his heels and did something. So well done.
Yeah.
Take that,
all those
Talor.
trades later.
So basically all his success he can basically thank me for. So it's good. It's good that I was there for him.
I think that is the way to frame this. That if it wasn't for you just giving him a gentle nudge, he would have just gone out and had another, 8-5 season, whatever.
Yeah.
But mate, tell us about your season. Just while you're giving props to people who had great seasons, tell us about your season.
I'd say last season I felt like one of the luckiest players out there. Basically, just had about every injury under the sun.
Yeah.
But somehow still scraped through with wins. Basically, I think I had second lowest score in 1 week and then still won because I was versing the lowest. But got through.
It was unbelievable.
Just missed out on the playoffs, but I did get to jump in the draft lottery. And once again, for the first time actually in the draft lottery and pick one.
How about that?
Couldn't be happier.
First time in comes up trumps. And mate, no pressure here. We're going to run a big 16-team mock draft because that is our home league, the Astro League, 16 teams. And we're actually all hopping in to try and pick pretty much from where we'll be picking. And nice of you to get in there and have a crack at taking the number one pick. I'm just wondering, are you going to show your cards here, or are you going to just try and go for the fan vote? I know you said this to me off mic before.
Yeah,
I'm totally stealing your stuff and claiming it as mine.
I did. There will be. I think I won't be giving all cards away. So it will be a team that will look quite similar. It will be players that I quite like, but I think it won't be. There might be a few which I will leave out of the team.
That's hilarious.
Which I might prefer more, just to not really show all my cards at once.
It's essentially the same answer I gave when you said that to me.
Yeah. But
we're both.
You still want to be happy, and you're a little bit competitive, but you also, if you do give away too much, then you might shoot yourself in the foot. So
totally,
we'll see what happens.
And Manjot, no pressure for you, Manjot, because you're picking for the newly renamed Western Wankers, which was formerly the Carabao Kings in the 9 spot tonight. Firstly, thank you as president of football operations at the new Western Wankers franchise for taking on that mantle. I'm going to slide in next to you at 10, and we'll sort of both try and pick in that range and see what we can learn from it and take some notes, and we'll have a board meeting tomorrow and dissect what happened.
100%. Yeah. Not looking forward or looking forward to the board meeting. I'm not sure. We'll see what happens after this draft. Today, I'm actually a North Melbourne fan. So today our coach actually parted ways with the club. So board meetings, a little icy if you're asking the AFL fan and me.
Spicy.
It's the wrong day. It's the wrong day.
All right. Maybe I'll take you out for a cappuccino instead. So let's do something a little lower key. And then Talor, I don't know if anyone knows this. Talor won the Astro League last year, and he's going to be picking in 16th spot. So I don't know if anyone heard. If anyone knows, he had a pretty good season last year.
Yeah, I don't think I've heard it enough.
I don't think anyone. He's gonna be a good champion for that, though. He'll be so obnoxious this year, and that's exactly how it should be. Now, this is something I do every show, and Ads, I'm not sure if you've been here for this, but I asked you earlier too. For where in the country you're dialing in from. And the reason for it is that this is something that I'd like to do with this version of the show now too, is just to pay a bit of respect to the lands on which we're dialing in from tonight. Now, Manjot and I, we're in the north of Canberra. We are in Ngunnawal country, and it's a great country to be in. And we'd like to pay our respects to the traditional owners of the land here and the leaders past, present, and emerging. Talor, he will be online tonight from Darawal country up in Wollongong. And we'd like to pay respects to the Darawal Nation there too, the traditional landowners and their leaders past, emerging, and present as well. But I hear you're from Bris Vegas, mate.
Well, living in Bris Vegas at the moment, yes. And quite happy.
That is Turbo country, and it is going to be rocking on Wednesday night. We're recording on it a whole day earlier than usual because State of Origin is on our recording night.
Yeah.
So I imagine it's going to be a bit wild up there. Do you wear the blue jersey with pride amongst that sea of maroon?
Oh, I do wear the blue jersey.
Good man.
It's good to work with a couple of Queenslanders. It does roll a few things up in the workplace.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, of course wearing the blues always.
Manjot, he cannot stand your NFL jersey. He cannot stand your State of Origin jersey. He can't.
Yeah.
I think a rivalry is beginning.
This is why the entire podcast hates Adam.
Well,
yeah, he always finds the worst teams to go for, man. This is why Talor and Matty always shown Adam every week last year. I was a super fan, and I was listening in, and I heard everything, So Adam, this is why they all hate you. Yeah, I hate you too, but Brisbane Broncos, Queensland Maroons go hand in hand. So I have to go for the Maroons.
That's the worst sandwich ever. Sandwich ever.
Well, we did beat Matty's Dragons, by the way, on the weekend.
Flogged my Dragons
with our reserve grade team too. Let's just put it out there.
We pretty much had our best team out there, except for the times where we only had 12 men. But
so who goes in the sin bin twice tonight?
That was amazing. I haven't seen the same guy to go to the bin twice in the same game since I was a tot, mate. It was, I reckon Blocker Roach probably did something like that when I was a kid. I will just wrap this up by saying, hey, a big moment just to pay our respect to the traditional landowners of the Turbo country up in what we call now Brisbane, and also to the leaders there past, present, and emerging as well. And it's where Andy Dalton is dialing in for tonight, I'm going to take a shot at Adam because he keeps making playoffs and never wins them. And who did you
Always
compare yourself
finds
to off mic again on this about being
Lamar Jackson.
strong with not a lot of playoff
Hey,
success?
Lamar Jackson, baby.
Lamar Jackson. Only Lamar Jackson. He's comparing himself to a league MVP. I don't know if I'd go that far, mate.
yeah, where's your MVP there, Adam? Yeah, youngest MVP. Hey, I'm the youngest owner in the league, so I'm Lamar Jackson.
Oh, and it's not close. It's not close.
Yeah.
And he's going to have a wicked year. You watch. He'll be MVP of the league. Now, for those who don't know the Astro League, our standard rules of engagement here, we're a 16-team league, so we've got to do things a bit different. We run a half PPR just to try and help keep a pool of players useful. And if you add full PPR, it makes some players so super valuable, it really thins out the middle. But half PPR kind of keeps a good thick middle of players, and you need that when you've got 16 teams. And generally, we run with a 6-point passing touchdown and a couple other bonuses, which you can't simulate in the sleep wrap. So we're just going to run with 16 teams, half PPR. And as usual, in head-to-head play, the loser is the little spoon. Standard Astro rules, right? I've been Adam's little spoon pretty much every time we've played, and I've got to tell you, I'm sick of it. We draft a quarterback, 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, a tight end, a flex that can be a running back, receiver, or tight end, a kicker, defense, and 4 on the bench. 90 seconds to pick. Everyone's cool with that?
Correct. Yeah.
If you're not,
Someone tell Taylor.
it's time to start the draft. I'm hitting go, and Taylor's going to see the draft start because he is online. He's got a little green light next to him over there, and you'll be able to see my little cursor run over there. So he is
Starting with 4 minutes, mate.
And Adam is on the
Yeah,
clock.
we did.
I am on the clock, and I'm going to do something which may throw a few people off.
Oh,
Really?
I knew it. I had the feeling CMC was coming up the board there because he was saying he's dropping. Yeah, something.
CMC.
Oh, this I think.
Overall.
Oh, this is tough because this is a tough spot because look, Jamar Chase is literally sitting right there. And I've been really high on him, but also Joe Mixon is there. It's a toss up between those two. Whoever I take, the other will go to Matty because it's Jamar Chase, one of fantasy football's most valuable player candidates against a running back who's probably needed. So I'm going to take a risk, and I'm going to take Jamar Chase because you look at it this way. Running backs are going to be very, very thin, but Jamar Chase is a great player, so I cannot pass on him. That's just
after that top 5, running backs get tricky. So it's McCaffrey goes 1, and then Taylor goes 2. Team 3 takes Cooper Kupp. Derrick Henry at 4, Austin Eckler at 5, and Dalvin Cook at 6. And then for me, not that I love the McCaffrey pick, but question marks for me around what you're going to get out of Najee. And I love seeing other people take him, but he goes at 7, and there's a lot of believers out there. Justin Jefferson at 8, which left that big decision for Manjot with Jamar Chase. And I like the pick though, Manjot. If you're going to get a pick for the Western Wankers, I'd be happy with that pick, mate. And look, I am going to go ahead and take Mixon straight up. And it's only because from here, the next guys down are guys like Nick Chubb, Alvin Kamara, who've got too many question marks at running back. And
Swifty.
Devontae Adams is still there, though.
I know you have.
And my love of Devontae Adams is well documented.
Yeah, I was going to say that when Manjot was talking about Chase, and I was thinking that I reckon Matty would take Adams over Chase.
Do it. I'm taking Adams over Chase. Adams called it. Done.
Yeah, draft night when we get Matty.
It's going to be interesting.
It's gonna be a huge debate. Oh,
I trust your judgment, mate. Kelsey goes right after me at 11, then Mixon, Chubb, and Swift, 3 running backs in a row, down to 14. Tyreek Hill at 15, and now Taylor is OTC on the clock.
Very
interesting
interesting
what he does here.
Kelsey. Yeah, with Kelsey though, that's a very interesting pick at 11. I don't like that at all. It's probably just a panic pick by Team 11 there. I know it's a computer, but still, I wouldn't take Kelsey in the top round there. So it's not. Yeah, it's just that's just how I'm feeling.
I reckon out of those 15 picks so far, the worst one would be Tyreek Hill.
Now, how do you feel about him this year? All 3 of us have had our opinion on him. I need to hear what you think, Ads.
Well, he's coming away from 156 targets, and he's going into offense that already had Jason, or that had Waddle, and he had what
Yeah.
120 or 140 targets. So not even like anywhere near the amount that Tyreek had. So he's already going to drop off there, and I don't see where the target share is going to come from. So I'd say he's going to get at least 40 less targets. So maybe he's sitting around that 110, and with that, I don't think he's going to.
Oh, Taylor.
I don't think he's
Think
going to
about
be able to
his depth
produce
of target.
anywhere.
So that's the thing
I
that makes me nervous too. Like he's a long bomb. I'm
Oh,
not sure
Taylor
Mariota's
timed
a long
out,
bomb.
guys.
Oh, where is Taylor? He was there. Oh,
Oh,
he's got
he's
a pick
dead
on.
now.
Or
I
is
think
he-
he was. Oh, who's the loud for? Is that Andrews?
Josh Allen.
Oh,
Josh Allen.
Okay, let's recap these picks. Stephon Diggs goes for Taylor as an auto pick at the 16th. And then to kick off the next round, Kamara goes. I'm not sure Taylor's there because I don't think he would pick that. I think they might have given 3 seconds an auto picked for him. CeeDee Lamb is 2-2, and then Josh Allen is the third pick. Then Aaron Jones, Mark Andrews, and a little sad Debo doesn't get back to me, but I don't know that I'd be starting this
Yo,
draft with
me.
2 wide receivers.
I have my Devo jersey on. Damn it.
Guys,
Yeah.
Adam and I are bullying him with the Rams tonight, though. I've
Yeah,
got my
Devo's a Ram
mushroom,
killer,
mushroom,
so
mushroom
it
Although
for
doesn't
I
matter.
I don't know how much of a bully Sam Bradford was, but
Sammy Biscuits, mate. Sammy the Biscuits.
he
I've talked him
definitely had.
up.
20,
I'm
2010
taking
rookie of the year.
I've taken Saquon as my number 1 running back. Adam is still in PTSD
Oh.
from having had Saquon last year.
Yeah, that was quite
The
awful.
thought of mock drafting and maybe getting Saquon tonight, Adam actually had to have surgery through the week just to remove all the stress from the idea of someone having to take Saquon. It could be him.
All right. Last pick for auto picks. Taylor did get auto picked then, he said. So
Yeah.
yeah, unlucky for Taylor.
Although
man.
I don't mind the Kamara. I know that there's that case going on, but like the NFL, you never know what's going to happen with like all their cases. Like that Deshaun Watson thing's still going on, and they still don't know what's going on there. So everything's still up in the air. Like the Kamara thing's not going to happen until like
Oh
end
no,
of
Taylor
season.
would have taken Fournette if he didn't have auto pick. Got feel for him.
Yeah.
Well, you can
So I can take Fournette though.
Fournette, correct?
Yeah. I really thought about taking Fournette over Saquon. I really thought
Yeah, and
about
there's
it.
Javonte too. I really like Javonte, but I think I go with Lenny, I think.
I have Lenny higher in my rankings, but I just thought, man, I've really talked up Saquon. I probably should pick him in one of these.
It's a troll pick because Patrick Mahomes got the wow treatment.
So it goes Fournette, Keenan Allen, Javonte Williams, and then Kyle Pitts is the third tight end off, and we're only in the second round. AJ Brown, Kittle is the fourth tight end, and then Ezekiel Elliott, never heard of her, all the way down to the bottom of the second round before Patrick Mahomes. Now Adam is on the clock with the double pick.
And I'll easily go that.
Top 10 wide receiver Mike Evans.
Yeah, that's what I say.
We believe in Mike Evans here, ads. We're a Mike Allen positive podcast.
Yeah.
And this one's an especially nice one for Taylor.
Oh, James Conner, and then T. Higgins goes the next pick. Man, the amount of troll. And then Herbert goes the next pick. God damn.
Wow, it's the Taylor brigade.
That's a great stretch. Yeah. Oh, this is a tough.
Wow. So it's Connor, then Higgins, then Herbert to start the third round. Dobbins, who Taylor also doesn't mind a bit of. My boy, D. Montgomery, Cam Akers, and Antonio Gibson get us to the 7th pick. Deontay Johnson in a return to wide receivers. We've got a guy who's taken 3 wide receivers to start a 16-team league draft.
Taylor's dialing in. Taylor's
Um,
dialing in. League winning pick here for Connor. Yes, it adds you're winning the league here.
That's it.
Here we
Adam,
go.
I think straight away, give him the trophy now.
Well, I do like that team 8's gone 3 wide and team 7's gone 3 running backs. They might talk to each other and go for a bit of a trade.
They won't talk to each
Yeah.
other. Taylor will talk to both of them. That's what will happen.
Yeah, I'm going for running back here, but none of the options really seem league winning. Like Josh Jacobs, he's the one that most appeals to me because Breece Hall's a rookie, Travis Etienne basically a rookie. Taylor missing out on
I'm a
Aaron
big
Jones
fan.
as well.
I'm a big fan of Josh Jacobs.
Yeah, I think I'm going with Jacobs, honestly. The moment I think
now,
that was-
third round.
I think it's probably the
Great pick.
time.
I reckon.
Probably the
Well,
time to get him.
like especially with how well like Green Bay running backs scored like say on 20% more plays when Devontae Adams was on the field just because he gets them so close to the goal line and then they
Yeah.
just bust over. And Jacobs is a goal line back. I love it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like that pick. I think he's probably someone who's undervalued a bit. Position now where I don't like the running backs at
Yeah.
all. It's Brees Hall, who I'm not really sold on. And then in further depth in running back there, it's kind of a bit of a mess. Travis Etienne, Elijah Mitchell, Clyde Edwards-Helaire. So I'm sort of looking away from them. And I think this might be the chance just to get one of these quarterbacks that just adds the legs. So I'm going to go and take our boy, Manjot.
Lamar, I knew it.
Yeah.
I knew
And
it.
Mr. Jack, that's for you, mate. We haven't even met Mr. Jack, but that's for
Wow.
you.
Yeah. The man
Straight on the
can't
Lamar.
pay you press form, but
He makes
he'll be
Adam
back.
was on the podcast and I just kept on getting reminded of Lamar Jackson. I'm just looking at him with the 8 on his chest and I'm like, yeah, I need to.
Yeah, it's all happening.
It's all about the 8 on the chest there, mate. When I think 8, I don't think Sammy Biscuits anymore.
Terry. Ooh.
And then DK Metcalf, DJ Moore, Jalen Waddle, 3 receivers go next. Darren Waller, Jerry Jeudy,
So does
and Terry McLaurin wraps out the round. And that is a Taylor pick. He loves McLaurin.
Taylor also love Wentz then? Has his hatred towards the gingerhead fuck, as
Yeah,
he's
but-
put it many, many times, changed?
Well, I think his idea here is that even blind
Elijah.
squirrels find nuts. So
Yeah.
even a
He got
numbskull could
Elijah.
throw it to someone.
You got
Elijah.
Elijah M.
He's got the better Elijah M.
Yeah.
To kick it off. So he's 2 and 2.
My Elijah M.
Chris Godwin, Michael Pittman, then Brees Hall, the rookie, Travis Etienne, who, if he was there now, I would have taken him. But as my third pick, I
Your
felt
boy.
that was too dicey. Allen Robinson, I would have loved to have him here. But he goes to pick right before me. The guys left now, I'm looking at wide receivers who are like, you got Amari Cooper, Cortland Sutton, Michael Thomas, Mike Williams,
Yep.
Hollywood. And I've been talking Michael Thomas up quite a bit. So at the moment, he's my clubhouse favorite for the wide receivers. CEH is still there. Damian Harris, Miles Sanders, and Ken Walker, the Seattle rookie running back. And tight ends, I mean, Hawk and Schultz and got it around. I'm not so concerned about them. I'm going to go right in and get Michael Thomas because he's my boy.
Oh, I was thinking of Thomas up the next pick. if you
Yeah.
didn't take
And we've got a
him.
mind meld going
Is he-
on. This is the great thing about having a president of football operations in your team, lads, is that
Yeah.
Yeah, president of everything. Yeah, Thomas is one of those interesting ones, and I would have taken him in my spot too
yeah.
if he had just dropped because he's a real boomer bust, and you kind of need those in a 16-team league. And this is just a great first experience of a first
Did you
mock
forget to
draft.
pick?
Me? Oh, I still have a minute,
Matty.
so I'm still.
No,
No,
I'm
Matty
done.
took
I got
him.
Michael Thomas. I'm good.
You got Michael Thomas.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm
That's
looking
just
for
in
my
Queensland. His
second.
internet's not that good.
Yeah, no, it mustn't be. It's on my thing. It says time up.
Yeah. So all right, I've just got to remember not to take Hopkins just because he's suspended. I think I'm gonna take Amari Cooper because he can get those targets no matter what, I
There
reckon.
we go.
And he's catch and run. That will help him. Yeah.
So-
I've got Taylor giving you a bit of stuff, a bit of our garbage here, Manjot, calling you
Oh,
Manjot the myth, the snail.
And Jonathan Lucas.
But taking a Murray Cooper. Then Hawkinson and Burrow, Cortland Sutton and Kyler Murray, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Damian Harris,
And
Marquise
Taylor.
Brown. Now, wraps up the fourth round. Walk us through your pick, mate.
Wentz Schultz, I didn't think he was going to get there for me.
It was
Yeah,
my
to be
fault.
honest.
I'm sorry.
I thought he would have. I think I would have either, if Burrow or Murray may have fallen, I probably would have taken them on this turn.
Yeah.
But because Schultz is there, I don't think I can pass that up. He like in the end of the fourth, I'm very happy with that. And then it just kind of sets you have one of those top tight ends because after there's maybe another 2 that might be all right, but
Yeah.
it gets very thin in 16 teams. So
Yeah.
I'm
You
very
can
happy
see the
with
guys
that.
we starting a bye week in our league, Manjot.
Oh.
That week where 6 teams are on a bye, you do not want to be missing a tight end. It is atrocious.
That's why we got 2 of us managers. It's going to be so much easier to keep tabs and everything. Yeah,
So
especially
this pick I quite like, mainly because you need guys at the end of the season to win. And a guy that's been doing peptides and getting stronger, fitter, and healthier, why wouldn't you want him on your team? Because if there's one,
he's got 10 seconds. Oh, you took Hopkins.
Yeah. But this is the round where I would do it too. 100%. The first 4 rounds, I try to be risk averse, but round 5 and onwards, I'm much happier to have a dash.
well, he's never going to go into a season healthier than the season that he's done peptides in the pre.
100%.
Everything's
He's on the Shandor Earl diet. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's an Australian joke.
Yeah.
And you've got to like the Raiders to get it. Like, it is such an obscure reference.
Yeah. Or the Storm. Yeah.
Oh, the Storm. So AJ Dillon and then Miles Sanders. Amon-Ra St. Brown and Dallas Goedert is the 8th tight end off the board. Mike Williams, Juju Smith-Schuster, and then Jalen Hurts goes off right in front of Manjot.
Oh, yeah.
He's having to think.
Yeah, I think this is an interesting spot because I'm going QB here.
Yeah, you got a balanced lineup at the moment with 2
I
running backs,
reckon
2 receivers.
This is usually I go 3 running backs, 3 receivers, but that's in other leagues. This is 16 team. I don't want to miss on a QB, so I'm gonna go with. It's a toss up between Russ and the GOAT. That's what it is.
Oh,
Russ.
Yeah, Russ.
Really?
Because he can. I mean, he falls off all the time. I'm going with Russ. I'm going with Russ.
Trade him by week 5, mate. You'll be right.
Yeah. I'll trade by week 5 for Brady. It's all good.
So he takes Russ. Ad's team at the moment, he's got McCaffrey, Evans, Connor, Schultz, and Hopkins. He's looking pretty stout there. 2, and a tight end. Manjot's team's looking pretty good too. He's got Jamar Chase, Leonard Fournette, Josh Jacobs, Amari Cooper, and just taken Russell Wilson to go 2 running backs, 2 tight ends, and a quarterback. I've still only got 1 running back, which is very unlike me at this stage in a 16-team league. And the running backs at the moment, still the problem I've got with them is they're all kind of middling at this point, and I don't know.
Yeah, you're in a bad territory
because none of them are good running back 2 options really. But as the season wears on, they all become great running back 2 options because people fall dead in front of them. But God, you don't like leaving the draft with the idea of Chase Edmonds being your running back 2 or something like that. So I kind of feel a bit of pressure to make sure I take a guy here. And I think considering we're in the 5th round, there's probably not nearly as much upside for any other player as Kareem Hunt, who does have volume as he is, but his upside's tremendous. So I'm taking a bit of a gamble. And Ads, I think you actually had a bit of Chubb last year, or did you have Kamara and Chubb went down? But
I had Kareem Hunt last year, and he was fantastic at the start of the year, and then it just switched off. So that's where like the start of my season last year was really good when I actually had Kareem Hunt as my RB2, and then after that, the team kind of just fell apart.
Yeah, it was tough sledding, brother. Really tough sledding.
Yeah, because I think he had that injury. It was a questionable injury where they said, "Oh no, he might be back."
Oh, he did it.
Ah, that's right.
Sorry.
Elijah.
All right.
He's done
EM.
So after Kareem Hunt, we had Melvin Gordon, and then your boy Brandon Cooks, Matty, and then Treylon Burks, new wide receiver for the Titans, and then Team 14 had Devonta Smith and Adam Thielen, and then with Taylor's 2 picks, he had Cordero Patterson and his boy Elijah Moore. Yeah, that's big. And then after the turn there from Taylor, Darnell Mooney, Garrett Wilson, Tom Brady, Kenneth Walker, Dak Prescott, and now we're on to Maddie's pick. Yeah, there's your update. But I was very excited when I saw Elijah Moore go to Taylor. I know Taylor's been hyping him up. I know he's got a good quarterback now here because we all know. And he's just chimed in Taylor corresponding from the great
Team
world
Elijah.
of text after his voice died. Yeah, Team Elijah all the way. his quarterback just boosted his ranking after everything that happened yesterday. So, yeah, that's
I would if he does have a team Elijah, I'd say it's quite biblical.
yeah. Oh, James Cook.
I'm there. Now I take James Cook in every draft I can. I just think his upside's pretty good. He only has Devin Singletary to push aside there, and that team can't continue to run as little as they do. And if they do run, they can't continue to be Josh Allen as much as it is. So I've got a bit of faith, and I've got a cousin named James Cook, so I always feel good about drafting my cousin Jim.
Oh, this is a tough decision here because there's two players I'm liking with some sort of upside. So Zeke has had his struggles. Tony Pollard can step in. He's on the board. But there's this one player who caught a million touchdowns against the Chiefs in the playoffs, Gabriel Davis.
Yeah, I was looking at him.
It's a toss-up between those
Mind
two.
meld.
I know neither of them would come back because Adams at least taking one of them. And they might even not make it to Adams. So honestly,
Maybe not.
oh, it's tough. I don't want to pass on anyone, and I don't have any bills. So I think I'm gonna take the flyer at the flex. I think I'm gonna take Gabe Davis. That's a huge call for me, but I'm gonna take Gabe.
I like the call.
It's a huge one, but we gotta
Big
draft
call.
big here,
Wow.
new president of this team. I got draft
The
big.
president of football operation. And so then it goes Singletary. So a whole bunch of Bills in a row there. It's kind of funny. Drake London, Brandon Ayuk, Tyler Lockett, and Chris Olave in a run of receivers. Dawson Knox, I'm a little sad he didn't get back to me, but I understand. Tony Pollard, and now Az is on the clock, and he's one of about 3 teams that doesn't have a quarterback. At this point, that would be about true in our league too. The 5th and
That
6th
would be.
rounds heavy on quarterbacks because our quarterbacks score a little more with the 2-point extra in passing touchdowns. And he doesn't disappoint.
Oh, his boy.
He doesn't
boy.
disappoint.
Right there.
Talk us through it.
Well, if Cooper Kupp and Matt Stafford can do so well in year 1, I don't see why they can't go above and beyond in the second year. Like they haven't actually lost any players. They've actually gotten better. They've got Allen Robertson there now, and I don't see the team getting worse. So still high scoring offense. They're going to pass it a whole heap. They've got Cam Akers in the backfield now, who's actually fit and healthy this year to start it off with.
Yeah.
And he's just going to be the dump off guy as well, which we know McVay, when he can get a good RB and a run game going, the ball goes to him as a heap as well. So I love the Matt Stafford pick.
Yeah. I have something to talk about after Adam's second pick because
okay.
This is just okay, go Adam.
Is he going to keep it all NFC all the time?
Oh, he's going Rashad.
Finally taking an AFC player. Finally, he's crossed lines and taken Rashad Bateman.
Yeah.
But then Hunter Renfrow, Robert Woods, Aaron Rodgers, Zach Ertz, Trey Lance, Pat Freiermuth, and Chase Edmonds.
Yeah, can we just talk about Team 15 taking 6 wide receivers in the first 6?
I did see that as well, and I was going to mention it, but my God.
My God, they got Tyreek Hill, CeeDee Lamb, Jerry Jeudy, Chris Godwin, Adam Thielen.
Is it Seahorse?
He's
sticking there.
Possibly.
He hates running backs. I'm just asking.
I think we do need to throw shade at Seahorse though.
Go for it.
Well, if there's a chance to call someone not a threat, it's going to be Seahorse this year. I've got to throw the shade because last year he wasn't in the draft room.
Yes.
And his team, he picked 2 tight ends in the first 3 rounds. And his team just looked awful by the end of the draft.
Yeah.
I love that he said he was going to embrace the chaos. But if he's going to embrace the chaos again, he may turn into the not a threat tag.
All right. Talk to Seahorse pretty often. I'm going straight to him off mic about that. He goes to bed a bit early down in Tassie, but once he's early bird up, I'll get into his ear and let him know he'll be coming after you.
Yeah.
I love it.
I'm liking that it's probably him at Team 15, though. Now, Manjot, the myth, the legend. What have you done,
I took
mate?
Gesicki. I got Gesicki. I knew you were going to do it probably there. So Gesicki's just the guy I like, so I just gotta take him.
Do you like Gesicki over Higby?
Yeah, I do.
Even though they've brought in a target share hog and Hill, do you reckon there's still going to be the room for Gesicki to grow, or do you reckon he hit his ceiling last year?
Because if you're gonna cover Waddle and Hill, and then you got the running backs to defend, then you got Gesicki. He can be wide open, George Kittle style. I can see a George Kittle sort of role for Gesicki this year, especially with Mike McDaniel coming in from San Fran. So, yeah, there's that sort of thing that could happen. Now, you gotta take my boy.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna take Christian Watson.
He breaks my streak, but he keeps it in house though. We got running back for Team 15, Ronald Jones.
When Rojo's your RB1.
Rojo with the Rono.
And Taylor smash accepts the lettuce sandwich, Kirk Cousins. I love that. He was on the clock for a second and he just smash accepted the fantasy lettuce sandwich. Just going to quickly back announce that I took Christian Watson. I think he's the guy who's not the big price player who can have the upside. And Manjot and I have talked about that between him and Alan Lazard. I don't think it's a bad pick between those. Rashad Penny, David Carr, Derek Carr, Chase Claypool, Michael Carter, and Rojo. Gee, David Carr, look out. They ran.
David Carr was drafted before I was alive, literally.
Oh, really?
Possibly, because isn't the draft like in May? So it'd be the same year.
He was the Texans.
I'm a June. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Alan Lazard.
So, smash accepted for the fantasy lettuce sandwich, Kirk Cousins, and then goes out and takes Alan Lazard. So he and I are going to be at loggerheads when it comes to which Green Bay Packers receiver is the one that you want. We'll find out there.
Draft.
All right. Draft is back up and running. Deshaun Watson, that is a brave pick by Team 15, who've now got to take brave picks. Christian Kirk, Isaiah Spiller, my boy James Robinson, and Sky Moore go before me. I would have been happy to get either of those guys, to be honest.
Can we do a Team 15 meme on social media?
I think we might have to.
We gotta get some props out of Team 15.
I feel like I should do one of those slider things of how much you like this team and just get that on your Instagram.
No, or tag a friend whose team looks like this.
Tag Seahorse. At the Seahorse. All right.
We also have TikTok.
We do have the TikTok. I've got to say this, we haven't talked about it for a fair while. We're actually pretty good at the TikTok there, Manjot. We're actually pretty good at it. We're getting 200 to 400 views on everything at the moment, and we're feeling pretty good about how we're doing at the TikTok.
We need to convert them into the listeners now. Oh, Damian Pierce, very popular Dynasty. I picked him up in Dynasty in the third round.
That's a great pick.
Times ago, so
that's a great pick.
I'm up in Dynasty actually, because I think it was the pick before me last time I checked.
Must be getting close because there's three of us Aussies in a row in that league. There's yourself and Mark and me all in a row. So that's kind of good that we're all in the same time zone and all next to each other when we're in a league with 9 Americans.
There's 9 Americans.
Yeah, I bet you they all see us coming and being like, it's about to go overnight. We're never going to see these guys. We've been in that league for a while each since probably 5th year we're in that dynasty. Mark and I have been big dynasty players. I'll have to get him on one of these pre-draft shows too, as he loves a draft. Now, Manjot, what are you doing? I've taken 3 rookies in a row. I am buying in on the youngsters.
I have 3 wide receivers, 2 running backs, a tight end, and a quarterback. So that means I got to take a running back, isn't it?
Yeah, we're in the 8th round for those playing at home.
We're in the 8th round. Yeah, that's true.
It's happened quick. It's only a 13-round draft too, so it's happened quick.
Yeah, I'm going to be quick here and just get in Ramondre before I can go. He was kind of just the top RB on the board. I've liked Ramondre a lot. Yeah, I'm in a dynasty IDP league, very intense league where it's dynasty and it's a flex, and then there's like IDPs, and it's just crazy. And I think we got Ramondre. We got some real sleepers like Tony Pollard, Ramondre in that league. Yeah, it's with some Indian people. Yeah, so
that'd be cool.
Indian league. Yeah.
Wow.
But yeah,
Oh, I like
fantasy
that.
football all over the world, even India, man. So
God, give
yeah,
us some
pretty
updates on
cool.
that league. Super intense
Yeah,
and from a
it's-
place you mightn't expect. I love that.
it's crazy as heck how deep they're going because I have no idea how to draft in an IDP league. So yeah,
Oh, is that
individual defensive players.
Yeah.
Yeah. All those
Oh, that
playing at
is-
home.
Oh, I'm
No,
going to
that is
back
good.
announce these real quick. We've got Michael Gallup and Kadarius Tony, then Albert O. I'm not going to have a go at the surname. I haven't stretched. Jameson Williams, then a whole run of tight ends. A lot of these teams with 2 tight ends, and I've completely ignored tight end.
Gronk.
Komet Gronk and Hunter Henry. Someone's really hopeful for Gronk. It's his backup tight end, though. He's got Dawson.
Yeah, he got Dawson Knox. Good boy. Good boy.
Now, as is on the clock, he's already made one pick. Talk us through your pick and what you're doing now, man.
Well, Russell Gage, he was stellar in the postseason last year.
Yeah.
And I don't see him slowing. I don't see him really slowing that far down. And
Season. But
no, and Godwin's not even going to start the season.
Oh,
so
No, he won't be back.
oh
for a
yeah,
while.
postseason fantasy. Sorry, I thought you meant NFL postseason. My bad.
Yeah,
Oh, the
no.
Falcons don't play in the postseason.
Yeah. I was like, wait, when did the Falcons make the playoffs? And then,
2016.
No.
That's where.
Yeah.
yeah, 28-3. Never
Amazing
forget
how
when
long
they
it
beat
is.
the Rams. Never forget when they beat the Rams' first playoff game in LA in years in 2017. So that was the last time they
Yes.
made it. Last time they were relevant.
And Russell Gage, I know he's your wide receiver 4, so you're not expecting to have him on the field all the time. But does it bother you much to have 2 wide receivers from the same team, Ads?
not too much. Brady last year, was on pace for what do you throw like 40 plus TDs?
Oh, 37 or 38, I thought.
37.
Yeah, like
So
that.
yeah,
Big number.
That's a big number. There's plenty to go around, and with like, there's no Antonio Brown's gone now, so he slots in quite easily there. And with Godwin not there, he's not going to start the season. So if I can chuck Engage there to fill in for that start of the season, it's perfect.
I like it. Then Madison.
Now
Madison.
I've mainly picked him just because you've been talking about him so much in the podcast.
I love me some Madison.
Oh, here we go. I'll just go. Oh, yep. Here's a pick that Matty will love. It's an easy way to get praise.
Oh,
And I love
so
that.
I'm going
Ads.
to do
I
the
love that.
All right, I found the reverse ads. So you know how Hopkins suspended for the Peds. I'm gonna take Rondell Moore. I'm gonna take the flyer on him.
Going the anti-Hopkins.
The anti-Hopkins, yeah, because he's the one that benefits most from that suspension, I reckon. Him and Marquise Brown, of course.
Hollywood.
They just added him. So I think Rondell has some value. He's just a bench player, but still on my team he's a bench player. But yeah, I think he'd add some value there. So yeah, I'm
So this
gonna
is-
take a flyer.
This is a round where now I use the search function. I drag up AJ Green. That's what I'm not doing that.
You mean Duke Johnson? Is he on a team at the moment?
He is not.
Oh, Tyler Higbee.
Look, I've got a
Big
bit of Rams
beast.
running through my veins. Obviously, I'm in the Marshall Falk jersey, and I couldn't forgive myself if I didn't take a Rammy Ram. So I've got the back announce this round here. We've got Tyler Boyd, who everyone's left for dead in the 9th round. Markel's Fenders over at the Chiefs. Well done, Matty. Kenny Golladay, who do you remember when that guy was good? Me either. Tua goes in the 10th as well. Josh Dotson, Jahan Dotson, wrong Dotson. Jarvis Landry and George Pickens. Then it gets us to Manjot's pick of Rondale Moore. I take Tyler Higbee. Darrell Henderson, who's kind of going a bit unwashed and unloved in here in the 9th round. Then Njoku and Irv Smith, who I kind of looked at, but I couldn't go past the Hig Beast. Rashad White and Naeem Hines bring us down to Taylor's pick at the end of the round. What do you think he's thinking, guys?
Is he there?
I'm hoping he is.
Well,
Let's drop this down and roll his team up, and we'll see.
Tonyan.
Oh,
ugh,
he's there.
Have a look at his
Pick.
team. So we've got Diggs Kamara, McLaurin, Elijah Mitchell, Kadero Patterson, Elijah Moore, Kirk Cousins, Alan Lazard, and then Robert Tunyon. How Taylor pronounces it. Tunyon, like he's
Is
scored 100
he-
in cricket.
And he's injured at the start of the season as well. He's not sure he'll play week 1.
I don't know if he'll be back. That tackle that put him out, I
massive.
saw it happen live, and I had to leave the room. I didn't want to watch that twice. You could see that was going to be bad the minute he got hit, couldn't you?
Yeah.
It was a pity he'd been playing so well.
Yeah.
Fields, Jacoby Myers, Noah Fant, Tyler Algier, and then DJ Chark bring it all the way back to my pick. I'm at the spot now where you get defense, you get kicker, and then you've kind of got two other spots to fill. I'm not going to do the maniacal thing and take a defense and a kicker as early as I did the last time we did a draft because it was a super flex 10 teams. So there was a bit more room to mess about. But I'm sort of looking down, well, who's where and who's got a bit of opportunity to do something interesting and a great chance to take a flyer. So I think in terms of what you do at quarterback in this league, you're always going to find someone startable as a quarterback. So my boy, I'm actually going to walk past him. I'm going to take Devontae Parker because it just seems like such a New England thing that he would go there and then all of a sudden
do well,
be kind of relevant.
Yeah.
And if he doesn't, you just cut him. It's a 10th round, whatever.
Yeah. So I've got a good one here. I reckon.
What do you got, Manjot?
Oh, actually, I'm going to rethink because I was going to say some spiel about how the Chiefs offense, you don't know who the wide receivers are going to be. Now, I was going to take Miko Hardman, and then I saw 4 wide receivers and 3 running backs. So I got to keep the ratio completely consistent. That's just, I don't know why I do that, but
balance.
And you saw Tim Patrick there and you thought he's way better.
We do love a bit of Tim. We're not a Tim Patrick positive podcast, I'm afraid. We've never said anything good about him. We've never disparaged.
Yeah.
We've just never said anything good about him.
Let me look at my roster super quick. So
I feel like he was on Pete's team last year, and Pete finished in the 2 seed.
No, I had Tim Patrick.
Oh, you had him. Must have been year before.
And he just kept getting like, I think 12 points. Yeah, between 10 and 12 points every week. And it was just distant.
Fine.
Just every week. It was just like, oh, sweet.
6.
Gotta
I'm
love
going to
that.
take treble. I'm taking treble.
Manjot. Yes. 9
I had to do it. Oh, they're starting to take kickers now.
And here we go.
They're going, what the?
Tim Patrick, Marlon Mack, Evan McPherson, Smooches, and then Kenny Gainwell, Justin Tucker, Matty Ryan with the dirty undies. And then we got Ads, you're back. That was a quick draw.
Herbert, baby.
Wrong Herbert. That's not Justin Herbert, mate.
Herbert eating
In case you didn't know.
Is that how Taylor hurt his throat? By falling too in love with Justin Herbert?
Got some mono.
Oh yeah, Khalil Herbert though. He was a good Herbert last year though.
He was.
It was a great one when your boy missed a few games. I know you've been talking Monty up, but
yeah.
Oh.
This proves though, I just get on a guy when I think his situation's right. Because 2 years ago, you were taking Monty when he was a bit iffy at the start of the season. I'm like, he's gonna be garbage, he's gonna be I was wrong. But I stuck to my guns. and now I love the guy. He'll probably be horrible.
You love Monty.
But that's the thing. Like I make my decision on the guy, and if things don't change, I'll plant my flag.
The Gus bus. Gus Edwards. That's a good one, I reckon. Oh,
Gus Edwards. I'm just going to do a quick count on how many people in Adam's team are wearing purple now. Because 3 of his last 5 picks are in purple. No, it's okay. A lot of them aren't. Just checking. I was just wondering.
And then a lot of purple on the ball because they're taking kickers at this point.
Because
so McPherson, Tucker, Butker, Gay, Carlson, and Koo are all off the board. Yeah,
I think a good one that we introduced in our league for the Juicy Prune was for kickers, instead of just scoring at like a 3 for a field goal and stuff, it's all decimal places. So if they kick a 54-yarder, they get 5.4 points. Or if they kick a 46-yard field goal, they get a 4.6 points.
That's nice.
Or if it's only 21 yards, they get 2.1. So, but then they still, and then they'll still lose. They still lose a point. They still minus a point if they miss and stuff like that. But the decimal points just bring kickers into it a bit more.
I got to do it for Taylor. I got to do it for Taylor. Kick his
I
ass,
like that.
Taylor Bass.
So last year we instituted a 4th point for kicks between 40 and 49. Up
Yeah.
until then, we just left it standard. It was just 3 points for anything up to 49. And then from 50 onwards, it was 5. And that helped kicker a lot. It was surprising how many points that helped kicker with, just to add that 1 point to that mid-range field goal. It really changed them.
And then if you give them those extra little decimal points, which would be like every kick could be an extra like 5, like 0.5 of a point and stuff like that,
like
makes them a
that.
little bit more relevant.
I think we should mention it for the Astros, but we also made extra points, 2 points, which helped because then all of a sudden kickers could score you 12 points. Much like a decent receiver.
That'd be 5.4.
Decimal.
That's a game changers.
I like that.
Decimal. That's an extra point in there for every decimal.
Yeah, I
You're
like
missing
that.
out on like at least 2 points per game if you're kicking like 4 field goals. That's 2 points per game you could be getting. So
adds that little bit of extra value to your kickers, which might leave like people might pick him a couple, maybe a round or 2 earlier, which leaves other players not about on the board.
Interesting sort of thing.
I love it.
And
I love it.
And I think the
So
only other thing we added for defense was, I think, tackle for a loss. You got half a point.
Oh, I like that.
So
Nice.
just if
For your defense.
the team, for your defense, if they just tackle behind the line of scrimmage, you get half a point. And then it takes away from that fact where defenses only basically get points for turnovers
and like defensive
It's kind of-
touchdowns.
So if you've actually got a good defense, which can like basically get 3 and outs, you're getting like 1.5 points there because they're just going bang, 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 almost.
That's a good one.
This has been Seahorse's big thing is how do you make a defense more predictable and a worthwhile player instead of just being like, oh, there was a pick 6. Well, that defense will be good this week.
So you can
How do you make them predictable?
Yeah, so you can do tackle,
So you can
tackle
research
for a
them.
loss.
Yeah.
Tackle for a loss, you can do maybe 0.5 at a point for tackle for a loss, and then if they do get a 3 and out, it's like 1 extra point and stuff like that. Things
like
where
that.
you can think. Like,
0.5 of a point for tackle for loss. That's interesting.
That's
For
big.
some teams, if you get 10, that's 5 points.
That's big.
If you get
And-
20, that's
so we did it last year, and we had some like defenses. What I did was, but instead your defense starts, if it's 0 between that, you only start with 8 points instead of 10. And then,
There you go.
so you're getting extra tackle for losses, but your defenses can be scoring like 15 plus each week, which is nice because then
Brilliant.
spreads players out a bit more, and you go, all right, well, they're not getting turnovers, but they are keeping it to a low score and tackling the team behind the line of scrimmage.
cool. Yeah,
All
run
right.
of kickers now.
Big run of
Yeah.
kickers. Gee, the kickers that were left are absolute garbage. I'm just going to let future Matty look after that. I'm just going to go get the Buccaneers defense right here. I took Chubba Hubbard. So Adam, you and I will talk later. Just taking the handcuff of the number 1 pick in the entire draft. Then Hayden Hurst, Antonio Pierce, Damon Williams, Van Jefferson, and Gerald Everett. Just about rounded out. Mark Ingram is a nice sneaky little pick up there.
Back in New Orleans.
Yeah, then Brandon McManus. And I think having been forced the Kamara pick on him, I think that's a wise pick for him to go back and try and insure himself. Nick Folk, Robbie Gold, Old Goggles, and then Will Lutz, Matt Prater, my Buccaneers defense pick. And now we're back with Manjot. And it's only 13 rounds, Manjot. Yeah, this is the thing. It's short
I'll
benches.
take my team. 49ers.
49ers.
Yeah, we got some new cornerbacks. I'm sure our defense can force some turnovers. Yeah. But I guess Adam's done the wise thing and left kicking defense to the last 2 rounds. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's just run through real quick too. We've got Zach Wilson, who is busy this week. David Bell, Jameson Crowder, Talbot,
Took
and
my
Beckham.
second.
Pretty interesting last receivers there.
I should have
Evan
taken
Ingram.
Wilson over Lawrence. Goddamn.
See, that would have been fun. That would have given us something to talk
That's
about.
a miss.
Ramy's defense, nice play ads. Here's your last pick.
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
Play
Going
nice.
to take Greg the leg over at the Jets? Your boy Greg?
Greg's off. Greg went
Honest-
to pick up on me.
Oh,
Honestly,
Greg's gone.
Yeah,
Greg
there's
the
so
Egg,
many.
we were calling him when he was off hurt. We're calling him Greg the Egg.
Yeah.
They don't.
Which kicker?
I think it almost looks like every kick is gone.
No one's got
See
two
that.
though. So yeah, there's got to be some. There's got to be some out there. And now everyone's just taking their defenses, and Manjot and I left with kickers. Taylor
I
will
got
have
kicker.
a kicker left as well. Oh,
I got
no,
kicker and defense.
Manjot,
Oh, you can go.
You've
you
got
can
a
go.
play.
I know, Maddie. I committed the cardinal
Woo!
sin, but I know what I did, but I had to do it, Maddie.
Have a look
Because
at that
that's-
entire board, though. Isn't that just beautiful to look at? 16 teams, 13 rounds, 208 picks.
Yeah, to cap it off, I just take Jamal Williams.
Pick 201, Jamal Williams.
And I got a wow. They're
You got
saying
a
that's
wow.
a reach.
I need to turn my sound
It's
on.
pick 201. Most fantasy, that means he's not even draftable. God damn.
Yeah, in most leagues. Can't have him. Do I even take a kicker? What do you think?
Yeah.
Well, that's what I
Adam
was.
Vinatieri's there.
There's this
Adam
bum called Crosby.
Crosby.
I don't know if you've ever
Crosby.
heard of him.
Crosby, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've heard he's hit the crossbar a lot. but-
God, that is amazing.
Yeah, I had to do it. I'm sorry to the Packers fans, I know, but we own you in the playoffs. So
That's a drop.
yeah,
And then Taylor wraps it up with the Saints. Have a look at that board, guys. Isn't that the most beautiful thing you ever saw?
Well,
Yeah,
team
that-
15. Team 15 did get
surprised you
2
even-
running backs.
you fit the entire board into that one page there, Maddie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
How much
it's a
Zoom?
tight squeeze.
Yeah, what percentage?
I've got it down to 67. It's a tight fit.
Yeah.
You need your glasses or contacts. And have a go at Team 15 just while we're at it. Let's trash Team 15, who are obviously horrible, and they wind up with 2 quarterbacks. Good for them. One of them's probably going to be suspended for forever. And,
That's a drop.
they've got
That's a
Ryan
drop for
Hines.
tonight. I honestly would put Team 15 memes out there straight tonight.
I
Literally.
think we should be up for it straight after the show. Join us for the show after the show where we just rag on Team 15.
Yep.
This is the Aussie NFL Fantasy Show.
Taylor talk time.
Because all I do is win, no matter what. That's a foreskin right there. We'll foreskin that for later. That's on the first 5 pages.
Wowza. Mate,
Sorry, the first 4 pages. Foreskin. We didn't want to talk about it. You guys brought it up. It wasn't me, of course.
mate, we'll chat later.
Yeah. I didn't realise you can trade. I didn't realise there was a trade button. I don't do many trades, mate. So I always stay on the fence. I don't call him an absolute spud, and I never call him an absolute choker in the second half of years. So, well, we start with the Portaloo out the back when we just shit ourselves straight into the Portaloo, and then it goes into a hole, not even to an actual toilet.
Aussie NFL Fantasy.
Look, eat it, Mark Downey. I'm all Dolphins this year, mate, and you're going to have to make a lot of room because I'm not the smallest bloke in the world on that bandwagon.